It's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets. Definitely rough.
Justin, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Crow.
Either Skippy or T-Crow.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I play. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE. Some of the top now. Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can buy.
The library, it just got renovated and much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room. Probably the IT area and the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really, no. I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No. Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2. Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
I'm Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie Esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost Energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long. White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way. I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Injustice, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Corral.
Either Skippy or T-Corral.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top now.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools if you like.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life.
Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond. Fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig. And 99.9% reliability at any hour. In any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mounties GG gamer subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way.
I actually don't know what Wawa is, but shoes.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Justin, no J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably T-Crow.
Either Skippy or T-Crow.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top now. Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond is one of the greatest schools you can play.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life. Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, yeah.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Here at Mountain Esports, we take it to the next level. Our players have the ability to travel, compete, and even participate on the caffeine committee. Check out the Insta to see what's new with Mountain Esports today.
At the Mount, things are, well, elevated. And it's not just because we're on a mountain. The experience at a small college like Mount Aloysius is actually personal. The faculty and staff know my goals. It's a level of support you won't find at other colleges. And the Mount backs it up with career-focused partnerships and majors. As soon as I visited, it just felt like home. That's what makes this place different. Makes college elevated. Mount Aloysius College.
We asked 10 Mountie esports players 10 specific questions, and these are their answers.
Watermelon ice from Gamer Subs.
Ghost energy, either the cans or the pre-workout, either work.
So I used to be a Ghost favorite, but now
Too long.
White Monster for sure.
Monster, the Fantasy Red Ruby.
The Mountie GG Gamer Subs that they provide.
Taco Bell, absolutely.
McDonald's is so much better.
Taco Bell has to be. I've eaten too much McDonald's since it's right down the street.
McDonald's. I like the Oreo McFlurries.
I'm gonna choose Taco Bell because it gives me less stomach problems than McDonald's does.
McDonald's all the way.
There's levels to this, and Taco Bell is at the top one.
Sheets guy all the way. I actually don't know what Wawa is, but Sheets.
I gotta say Wawa. I grew up with Wawa, and I just think the food's better.
Sheets is the best thing to grace our planet.
I'd have to go with Sheets.
Definitely rough.
Justin or J-Naps.
Hydron, probably.
Probably Tikaro.
Either Skippy or Tikaro.
Croc.
Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color.
Webkins. That was the first video game I've ever played. Webkins. Oh my god.
League of Legends. Sadly, that was the first game. That's one of the only games that I played. I just enjoy it so much.
Mario Kart 7 on the DS.
No bully.
Probably PGE.
Some of the top man.
Definitely PGE.
Angry Ginge or somebody in that realm, like Speed and stuff, they're pretty funny.
Probably my dorm.
Definitely Birchie.
I think the pond has been the greatest exclusive we got.
The library, it just got renovated, much nicer, much quieter.
Definitely my room.
Probably the IT area in the library.
Yes, I love snowboarding. I've been snowboarding my whole life. Are you a snow person?
Not really. No, I don't really like the cold a whole lot.
I prefer summer.
Only for playing Snow Day in Rocket League.
No.
Yeah, I love snow.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm from upstate New York.
I love snow. I think it's so fun.
I think I would play, I don't even know. That's the only game that I play.
Probably competitive TF2.
Probably Rivals, you know.
I'd probably just play Trackmania.
I think the culture at Smash is insane. I would love to play Smash.
I'd probably play Madden.
Gotta be Mount Aloysius College. You can't beat them.
Mounties, obviously.
Mount Aloysius, of course.
Oh my gosh, this isn't the question. Mountie Esports.
I mean, gotta be the Mounties, right? The culture here is unmatched.
The Mount Aloysius esports program.
Obviously, Mount Aloysius.
You're looking at it.
Gotta be the Mounties Esports.
Cool.
You have more important things in life to think about than your internet. At BreezeLine, we propel life forward with home internet so reliable, you don't have to think about it. With a team that goes above and beyond, fiber-powered speeds up to 1 gig, and 99.9% reliability at any hour, in any room. You won't have to think about your internet again. Go to breezeline.com for internet that propels life forward.
Everybody, welcome to your PIEA Fall Rocket League coverage. This is week 3. This broadcast powered by TEC, and on today's broadcast is yours truly, Pyro J, matched up with the very handsome Mr. Bepic, and we are here ready to get the high school action going here on the TEC. And I'll tell you what, Bepic, 3 fantastic matches in the top divisions of this league, but we're getting it kicked off with a banger. The former Fall Brawl champions, or the most recent Fall Brawl champions of Penn Trafford, up against the undefeated, undisputed Forest Hills.
Yeah, Forest Hills has always been a legacy roster in the PIEA, and as well as Penn Trafford. So we're in for a banger just to start the day off. I mean, this is the perfect way, I think, to start the eSport company stream. I mean, this is the top broadcast for a reason. We're putting our top teams on display here, Pyro J. And Penn Trafford, like you said, land winners this last weekend. They've got to have, I don't know, whatever the kind of opposite of a chip on your shoulder is that still motivates you. Post-land motivation. That's what they should be feeling right now.
Yeah, these players are keyed in. The coach as well. I got to talk to Coach Carlisle when I was over there, aka Chief from the Penn Trafford side, and he just was confident in his team. He said that, you know, formally at that event, his team did get reverse swept by their opponents in the grand finals. That was the Big Macs of Cannon McMillan, but just ended up having that control in the series from the get-go, not losing their grip. So I'm interested in seeing today in this match Penn Trafford's stability. Even if they do stumble, they do fall, they meet obstacles, maybe they get a little frazzled, I expect them to pick themselves back up and get back into it. One other thing I'm looking at is Grills. From the start of that land finals, he was on point. Bepic, I know you were even casting this team leading up to the Fall Brawl Championships, and that was a player that caught your eye as well.
Yeah, I think I've had 3 Penn Trafford series so far this season, and it's only week 3 of the PIEA. So I've gotten to watch a lot of this team performing, and their on-ball ability is, if not the best in the PIEA, one of the best. I mean, Johnny as well is fantastic on the ball, and the way that he and Grills operates in the air is very impressive at the high school level, and sets Penn Trafford up for a pretty deep run, I would figure, in this league this season. So if you are Forest Hills, that is the area of the pitch you will have to seriously defend against, because if Grills or Johnny get space off of their defensive sidewall, or any sidewall really, you are in for a difficult test on your back line.
You are certainly. That mechanical display is going to be something we are very keyed into watching. But as much as we can prop up Penn Trafford, there is one team that hasn't lost a single game yet this season. Sure, we're only in week 3, but it is that of Forest Hills. You mentioned how legendary this roster, this program is in the PIEA scene. Players like Block A going to try and lead the charge, as we do. Finally get into our match and get things started. It's a best of 5 to see who remains undefeated on that 2-0 record to 3-0. And we're getting started with the Grills. Nearly finding the back of the net to start.
Not by Block A, though. And, I mean, Forest Hills, they did lose their high-profile star this past semester. I mean, putting out Pig B, if I do remember correctly, that's a big reason why the PIEA is as important as it is, putting out players like that into the CRL space. So, right now, let's see what sort of skill on display we've got from both sides. It's Forest Hills trying now to put their first opportunity on the board, and that's an opportunity there. Block A just shy of on target, and we'll stay 0-0 despite a couple of good tries on both ends.
Wow. Well, you can already tell the follow-up sequencing right now from Forest Hills is on point. OC trying to block that one at the half-court line, but just missing out on it. But the second chance opportunities, the ability to crash the boards right now for Forest Hills is great. If they keep that rebounding intact, they're going to form a ton of pressure on this Penn Trafford side that might end up breaking at the very last bit.
OC going backboard with this ball. I'll be giving it back. A chance to shoot, but it is sent wide. Forest Hills are getting more and more chances to open up the scoring here in game 1, but aren't taking advantage of really any of them so far. A couple of off-target opportunities, but if they defend well enough here, then they should be able to get out unscathed, and that is as close to being scathed as you can get. Pup saved that ball. It was about 95% of the way in.
And no, if on that save, we'd hear a whimper, a cry, or a loud bark and a roar from Pup, but that was vocal as ever on that defensive play. And
stop.
How about it from OC? Yeah, it does find the defense of Forest Hills in a vulnerable situation, but even on low boost, Forest Hills showing off on the back line.
That was clean for Mr. Pancake there. I mean, pre-jumped and was hovering on their goal line as the last line of defense for Penn Trafford, and still came away with the block. Now Grills downfield, setting up Johnny to steal some boost, and this is a good position of power for Penn Trafford as all 3 players have boost, but they are rotating back, giving up space to Forest Hills, who still put the ball center, but Johnny and Mr. Pancake combine their efforts to find a clear, plus a demo tossed in there as well, though we are still scoreless. It's feels like a battle of 2 top teams in the PIEA. That's what we expected. It's how we teed this series up, and OC will try to break the silence and find a bit of success in doing so. Flip reset goal to open things up for Forest Hills.
OC heard scoreless and didn't like the sound of it. Beautiful scoop of ice cream there as it's sweet. That first goal of the series goes to Forest Hills.
Right, starting us off with a bang flip reset goal. Shows you the level of mechanics you can expect in this series, though we haven't seen too much of it in the air on the side of Penn Trafford just yet. Grills going for another ground play off of the kickoff. It's a bit of deja vu there. It's how they put their first opportunity on the board, but this time around, it's confirmed not to be deja vu as the outcome's very different, as this is a quick equalizer for Penn Trafford.
There's no deja vu. There's no mystical components of this game. It's all literal. Literally, Johnny, the first to score on the side of Penn Trafford to tie things up. And I'll tell you what, it's more of this continued pressure from Forest Hills and the shots that have missed the target, but as of late, hitting between the uprights versus just the sparks of Penn Trafford. That one pop shot that threatens the defense. This one looks good for the rebound up the backboard. It's in a terrifying opportunity against Forest Hills, but I guess they'll survive for the time being as they attempt to turn it around. Pup has to peel off the play though and grab boost.
Johnny will do well to interfere with Pup there at the midfield line, but Forest Hills have broken out of defense. Grills will put them back into place, however. Moving forward with Mr. Pancake, and off the post, Mr. Pancake just missed a big opportunity to take a lead for Penn Trafford, as they will have to reset the midfield line. OC tried to break out again for Forest Hills. Pup have an attempt as well, but nothing is successful. And here's a redemption chance for Mr. Pancake. A much more difficult shot, but one they are very capable of hitting.
Pup tried to cut that inside and get away from the defense, but it only propped up the chance from their opposition. Unfortunately for Forest Hills, they'll give up that goal, clearing the lane with the demolition as well. They take the lead, but with shots nearly even and the going getting rough for both sides, this game still up for grabs.
Midfield is falling into the control of Penn Trafford, though. Forest Hills had done well to make sure they weren't stuck in defense throughout this first game, but now Penn Trafford are seeing a lot more space to work with when it comes to clearing the ball and setting up transition opportunities off the back of strong clears. But now, this is a good opportunity for Forest Hills to reset that midfield line, gain some more control, but it hinges largely on OC's challenge right there as they backed off for a moment. Two players rotating deep, and that gave Grills enough of a clearance to, well, get Penn Trafford off their back line, though midfield still is under attack.
It's the second time now that the team is just on to get the ball away from Grills, and I guess in the breadbasket of Block A, the ball lands right in their domain, and they doink it in the net.
Oh, dunk it with some emphasis, too. 64-mile-an-hour shot right in front, and that had to have some pace on it. So there was a defender streaking back to keep this Penn Trafford lead, but Forest Hills showing some clutch factor here in game one, and Pup could still win things late. That third goal attempt is denied by Johnny, and now there's a chance for Grills, who's stuffed by Block A, who comes up big late in regulation, and so we get overtime in game one.
Forest Hills haven't lost a game yet this season. That's right, I didn't say match. I said game. With that clinching goal to get to overtime, they keep that record alive. A one goal from Penn Trafford could change it all. They've got possession now as Mr. Pancake clears from the half-court line. There's a shot from Johnny that's just going to get saved by OC. It may have crossed the plane, but OC wanted to be just as sure as the next player that that one wasn't going in the net.
Heroics from Block A there, as there were three blue cars that could have moved into their face, and as the last defender in transition, Block A had to make the perfect read, and now sends a pot shot in the general direction of Johnny, who on the backboard of Penn Trafford does well to find a stop. Now with 14 boost in hand, what else has Johnny got for us? Failed Musty to light tap on the ball, but it is still enough to keep control and take a 50-50, but Forest Hills flip the field right back in their favor, find a center ball, though no winner. Johnny in the way again.
Thought that'd be it for Forest Hills, but two streaking defenders ensure that that goal is covered. Free ball, though. Center of the court. Who wants it? You can have it. Mr. Pancake takes it up to the backboard, gets that second touch. It nearly bounces in, but Block A had the shot secured. They don't have the possession transferred, though. Grills gonna aim for a pass here as OC once again covers the goal line, but this turnaround is swift. It is fast. It is scary. OC takes high, but Block A opts for defense.
There on the Penn Trafford back line. Let's see if that does come back to bite him as Block A beats Johnny over the top, but Grills follows up nicely. Well layered midfield defense out of Penn Trafford, and it has resulted in possession. Pup will slow down the attack of Penn Trafford, but still an opportunity to win things for Grills. Falls off the crossbar and stays out. Now Mr. Pancake misses, and we are off to the races. Going the other way as Forest Hills have a chance to hit quick in counterattack mode, but and all the blue cars get back into position, and Grills will clear the ball back into Forest Hills territory.
And OC has been pretty good at meeting this ball towards their own goal line or their own corner and finding safe territory. But every player has to be on the mark here, especially as they're all under half a tank of boost. Surely a mistake's gonna come through. And on the miss of the goal line, Johnny takes advantage. That Forest Hills undefeated record is washed.
Just rushed that. I mean, Johnny put a light shot on target, but caused a lot of panic on the Forest Hills back line. That's well done by Penn Trafford not to be phased by the late equalizer that Block A scored earlier on in that game 1. But they get right back up on the horse, and even in a chaotic back and forth, find a way to escape with a game 1 win, putting 15 shots on that Forest Hills back line. Credit to Penn Trafford for winning, but shout out to Forest Hills for surviving that long.
Yeah, certainly survived, but I like it what you mentioned about Penn Trafford. They were unfazed by that overtime clinching goal, and that's what we talked about before the series started. Penn Trafford, they could have lost that Fall Brawl Championship after falling in game 2 and the series being even, but they won the next 3. They didn't get reverse swept by that team that hit them hard earlier in that Fall Brawl event. They've learned the act of resilience, and they showcased it here just in the scope of this game 1. But I'm glad you mentioned the shot count as well, Mr. Bepik, because it was even going into the last 2 minutes. But you mentioned something as well, that the dynamic shifted entirely in Penn Trafford's favor. They really started to apply the pressure. Let's see if they can carry that momentum into game number 2.
They will off kickoff. They have won pretty much every single kickoff in this series thus far. As it's a goal within 6 seconds here, winning dominantly as Block A commits a cardinal sin there in his defensive corner, popping the ball off the wall, back center, and into the outstretched arms of Grills.
And it may have been the worst player, the one you just mentioned, Grills, to give an opportunity like that. In fairness, Grills has had a couple solo tries on net, but kind of lost the ball. There's been some dribble opportunities that he failed to keep the ball on the hood of and just left on the ground, and some air dribbles that have just been cut out early by the defense. So all in all, Forest Hills doing a good job of keeping Grills at bay, but all it takes is one mistake for him to be let loose.
Ooh, that could have been a bounce that Forest Hills pounced on, but just read there by Penn Trafford, who looking a little bit worse for wear in defense, but getting the job done as Forest Hills find a couple of potent counterattacks. Now could start another one unless Johnny has his way with that backline defender, bumping him out of the way and making sure there is no easy escape for Forest Hills. Mr. Pancake play an interferer there down the sideline, watches as Grills explodes at the hand of OC. Oh, still nothing being given easily to Forest Hills. They're finding a bit of space to work with, but no real offense.
OC is a defensive demon this series. That said, Mr. Pancake just picked up that ball off the ceiling and found the outlet pass to Johnny. The swift turnaround for another goal out of PT.
That's clean from Johnny, too. Very easy to put too much mustard on that ball as Mr. Pancake dimed him up, but placed the shot perfectly underneath the crossbar, and Penn Trafford are starting to impose their will a bit here in game 2. As game 1 was a pretty good back and forth. Field domination was 55-45 in favor of Penn Trafford, but Forest Hills still found a way to stay competitive, keep the game manageable. But right now, they don't have much in the way of opportunities on net, just a single shot on target. That could change the blink of an eye as that ball goes too high off of OC's dominus, and that'll be enough to clear for Penn Trafford.
I think that's a team bump on the side of Forest Hills. They're looking a little discombobulated right now. Every moment of communication has to be perfectly balanced, and what follows is the double commit. So you can tell there's some lapses in that coordination, but to balance it out is some forward thinking. Some lunge at the ball and hope you score kind of gameplay as Block A 0 boost and the goal credited to him.
Well, I mean, Block A and Pup were able to work upfield together there because of what Penn Trafford had just done in offense. Overcommitted just a little bit. They're rotating back, trying to run interference, but essentially it was a 2-on-1 out in front. So that was a good job realizing the situation that Forest Hills had as they played aggressively and are able to notch at least one of the 2 goals necessary to come back here in game 2 with a nice transition out. And OC find an equalizer. Going high right now, 50ing low, and can't get the ball through Mr. Pancake, but the resources are starting to run a bit thin for Penn Trafford's back line, though they still find it clear.
Oh, that's scary there. OC was finding a teammate on that aerial clear, but it did get close to those Penn Trafford players. And something I'm noticing about OC's gameplay is these aerial defensive plays are coordinated very nicely. It's not just hitting the ball, but it's targeting it to a teammate. Even this carry, you know, the thing in mind for OC is get that extra touch, push that ball just a little more forward.
Good awareness, though. Grills did back off, anticipating a ground pinch, so OC didn't get that additional touch and give the ball away to a Grills with full boost and a lot of space off their back line. Though Penn Trafford still find a way to move forward, and the double commit could be dangerous, but again, it's a tandem play from the Forest Hills transition offense that maybe had a chance at scoring. Instead, though, Penn Trafford flipped the ball the other way right quick and put a third on the board.
And sometimes, unless OC is that third player on rotation, that one guarding the net's not guarded here today for Forest Hills as they leave one go to the other side. And Trafford, 2-goal lead. They'll take advantage of every one of those opportunities that comes their way.
Seconds left. Two-goal ball game is not an impossible situation for Forest Hills, but Block A is playing that ball dangerously back, and Johnny will punish. OC couldn't handle that back pass going off the backboard, and so Johnny moves in and makes a very quick read. He had that ball completely read, as that was a bet that Johnny made that whiff would happen on the backboard, and it completely paid off. Likely ices game 2 as well.
Yeah, very likely will. I think Penn Trafford are one of the most frustrating teams to play in Rocket League because, yeah, they'll call your bet or your raise at every moment. And you make that slight mistake if you're just one step behind, you're going to fall flat on your face. That's what's given most of the goals to Penn Trafford, and it's what's going to allow them to score even more as Grills puts another on the board.
You really can see it in the car language on the field. Penn Trafford are a very confident team. I mean, all three of them are very confident on the ball. Mr. Pancake there moving up, setting up the Grills' 5th goal that if the 4th Johnny scored and put this game on ice, certainly will end game 2 in favor of Penn Trafford. But they all play so aggressive at times, trusting their ability to read the game, diving in, anticipating misses. And at the high school level, I mean, that's a better bet than if you're playing maybe ranked for these guys or at the collegiate level as well. So it's not a bad decision to make for Penn Trafford, especially when their defense has played well enough in this series to maybe make up for offensive lapses.
But we'll see how the defense shapes up for the last 30. Forest Hills looking for any momentum to bring into the rest of this series, and they'll earn it at the half-court line. Deep shot from Pup goes through.
And clean ball on target, beats everyone over the top, and there is something, I suppose, for Forest Hills here if they can win a kickoff or two and inspire all teams around the globe that fall down by 4 goals and vote to forfeit. But 30 seconds to do it, I don't know if they've really got enough time on their side to make some magic happen. And Block A was up in the blue box, so we'll have a shooting angle on that, and game 2 is officially over.
Yeah, we'll express our formalities here for the final seconds as this one draws 2 triple zeros. You got Grills on the hat trick. You got Johnny and the 2 goals. That is a sophomore and a senior, respectively. See the future of this Penn Trafford roster will only get better as time goes on. Grills, your MVP on their 2nd win, 1 away from, I mean, Epic, what could be a sweep to start our day. I don't feel like that's how we drew this one up when we started.
Especially not after game 1. I mean, I think it is fair to say that on the ball, Penn Trafford have looked a little bit stronger. I think mechanically they've been a bit cleaner, but Forest Hills been very good in transition at reading the field, understanding where openings are. They just, in that game too, could not stop Penn Trafford's offense. And I mean, game 1 as well, if they did enough to keep the game close. They hit hard in counterattack mode, but Penn Trafford have scored 8 goals in the first 2 games. And if you can't stop their potent offense, then you're not going to have an easy time keeping up on your offensive side of the ball. So for Forest Hills, they have to shape up defensively, make some cleaner reads, set themselves up for even stronger transitions into offense. And that's the only way I see them coming back in this series.
Agreed completely. It comes back to the fundamentals for me, especially what you mentioned on the defensive side, right? Having that third player that is ready to play on defense, making sure those mistakes on the backboard aren't made, or the whiff in the corner that led to that first goal from Grills, right? It's these small mistakes that have to be closed. It's the fundamentals of the transition rotation. These are things that Forest Hills know about. It comes down to execution here on Forbidden Temple to see if survival is in the cards for Forest Hills.
That was a great 100 boost grab by Mr. Pancake at the midfield line. That will leave, I think it was Pup that was challenging for it. No, it was OC that was challenging for it. So they take the corner 100 in defense and actually do a lot with it. So that point is moot as OC does a lot of space buying for their team. And now Grills is expending a lot of boost and a double commit with Mr. Pancake. So it's getting weird. Start off game 3. This is an opportunity for Forest Hills to take advantage. But Mr. Pancake secures another 100 boost grab and does very well to set up Johnny for a clear here. So everyone's past their opening defensive exchange in this important game 3.
I like that creative touch out of OC. It grabbed that mid boost and then put the undercarriage up for the redirect. Went for a cheeky touch there as well. This one gonna be just high from Pup. It's great to see Forest Hills be able to target the net at the start of the game, but it's all about finding it between the uprights and under the crossbar, something that, Penn Trafford have done a great job of so far today, but will miss as well. Pancake in search of this pass does get deflected from Forest Hills, but puts control with Grills as they are dunked and deflected. A lot of blocks coming through out of the side of Forest Hills defense, but Pup is faked. Grills has the ball. The flick's coming in, and it's past the whole team. Grills.
I teed this one up as an aerial masterclass incoming from Penn Trafford, but Grills on the ground has been a menace. There, beat everybody on the back line of Forest Hills and opens up, again, an important game 3. Penn Trafford, though Forest Hills are posing a difficult test for this Penn Trafford roster, they are doing a good job of holding their opponents at bay and not allowing them easy starts in this series. I think for the most part, they have had a lead in the majority of time played in this set, or at least had the game tied. As here, it'll be difficult for Forest Hills to even get us tied at this rate, as they've fallen down multiple goals again in the first couple of minutes.
Interesting point that you mentioned. I feel like Forest Hills are one of those teams that you're used to watching when they're playing up. But when they're playing ahead, they get to play their game. It's not their team that's forced to make the risks, and we haven't really reached risk-taking play quite yet in this game 3, but if Forest Hills aren't careful, they're going to find themselves in a position where they'll have to send the whole team, the kitchen sink, everything to stay in this game.
Grills again is given the ball for free on the ground, beat 2 defenders, but OC as the player cutting back into the orange box will again do well down the sideline of buying time for teammates to recover and space to potentially turn into offensive possession, though Penn Trafford will not allow Forest Hills an easy time getting their moments in offense. And in fact, it's another Grills shot on target, as already Penn Trafford, when last game they only put up 7 shots in the entire 5 minutes of play, have just put their 8 on the board, or their 8th on the board. So they are really ripping shots on target here in game 3.
Looked like it would be the 9th, but it's turned around instead. We normally see Pancake on 100 boost, but this time they're out. That desperation touch was the last move that they had to block away the impending Forest Hills goal.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I think we've seen a couple of good transitions into offense for Forest Hills who have looked good in that aspect of their game. But right there, it's an OC dunk of the third man for Penn Trafford that sets up that goal. And I don't know how replicable that is, but OC has had a fantastic game when it comes to breaking out of defense and setting up their teammates for success. So I'm glad to see that is a strength of Forest Hills right now, and it could be a potential win condition for them to get back in this game.
I just hope they don't bite off more than they can chew, because a lot of the time it's the whole team that's forward for Forest Hills and they get beaten on the other end. Players just have to play their role. That's as simple as it comes. Have OC be the facilitator, have one player ready to score and the other deep to follow later on. In the meantime, they've got to get that facilitation through as they have the ball in the right territory, but it's about getting it into scoring position. OC does get a denial, but it's on 0 boost. Pup flies in, but again, exhausting every ounce in that boost container. Block A, take it on the entire Penn Trafford team. They're willing to go the extra length to get this next goal in as OC tees it up off the backboard, but it's cleared away yet again. A lot of east to west movement here.
Big triangulation, though. Forest Hills are playing around each other nicely at the midfield line. And Block A, I'll turn a little bit late, but Mr. Pancake didn't have enough boost to close that gap fast enough to break Penn Trafford out. So it's more offense for Forest Hills, though. A momentary retreat as Block A is taken out by Johnny. Center ball will find Grills catching. Mr. Pancake committing as well, however. So Forest Hills are given a chance at redemption in offense, but Pup doesn't get much of that ball at the midfield line. So Johnny interferes enough to prevent an easy counter attack, and now Penn Trafford are on time-wasting duty as they sap the rest of this clock away, and poor Forest Hills have to scrap for every inch of Forbidden Temple right now.
OC scrap for a container of boost, so that's going to give the power of the Dominus, the long lunge across the field. Pancake puts it past another, nearly a pass to Grills to close the series, but OC yet to allow the other team to call game. It's single digits on the clock for Forest Hills to get their last opportunity. They got to take this ball across the field now. Block A with full boost, needs to get the ball in the hood of their car. It could be killed here by Johnny as Pup takes to the skies with the ball. Johnny finds the surface. Penn Trafford 3-0, the sweep against Forest Hills.
Game 2 was a blowout, but games 1 and 3, very, very tight contests. And Forest Hills could have, I think, easily, well, I don't know about easily, but they could have been up 2-1 at this point. They had those first and third games in winnable positions, but Penn Trafford were just marginally, I think, the better team in defense. Didn't make many critical errors as we saw Forest Hills do a couple of times, especially in that second game on their back line. And even there, I mean, final 90 seconds, Forest Hills had at midfield line under their complete control, but Penn Trafford did not really blink. There was that awkward triple commit with a dunk out in front, but they recovered, found a clear, and did a pretty good job of making up for Forest Hills' outplays at the midfield line. So Penn Trafford found a way to narrowly outplay Forest Hills throughout that series and get a pretty important 3-0 for them, because Forest Hills is no slouch.
Yeah, listen, these could be two teams that end up with the same record afterwards. So when you end up with the sweep against such a top team, that's going to help your game differential a ton. But, you know, I mentioned they might have the record at the end of the season or this semester, but does it even look like Penn Trafford could stumble at any point? They are your incoming Fall Brawl champions with the preseason tournament here in the PIEA conference. They are a undefeated team now at 3-0 after week 3. This may be a team that just has the game plan and is fully prepared to execute it, as we've seen here in this display against the top team. So got to be impressed with the showcase that we had here today. I don't know, Bepic, are you on the same page here? I don't know if we see a Penn Trafford loss this semester from what I see.
I mean, I think there are definitely chemistry issues at times. There are double commits that should not be happening if you're communicating properly. And I don't know. I mean, I suppose that's one of your best tests right there, Forest Hills and Penn Trafford, to see if those double commits and openings that come as a result of that turn into game and series losses. So, I mean, I don't know. I think there are definitely gaps to exploit. I'd give Penn Trafford an A- on the report card for this series because there were misrotations at times. But I mean, you've got so much firepower on this roster that their offense can easily make up for their defensive shortcomings. And their, I mean, the defensive shortcomings weren't even really on display because their offense did such a good job.
And I was a fan of that one triple commit that we saw. You know, they put up the wall against Block A, which sometimes you need, huh? But credit to Penn Trafford. You can go home and tell your parents that Mr. Bepic gave you an A on your report card here today for Rocket League. Nah, just say A. Just say A. You're fine.
They will.
We got 2 more matches coming your way here on the TEC broadcast. I got McDowell and Belle Vernon next, followed by United and Twin Valley, folks. So go nowhere as we still have more PIEA Rocket League action coming your way.
times a day. These ethanol fuels won't make me sober. One flame to take the pain away. I caught you lighting matches in the back room. Haters look mad when they pass you. Let's talk about around when it's past due. Reach a glass, dude, no. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. Don't be so personal. Take me out of the road. I'm going under. Take me out of the road. Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up and go to sleep. Everyone's seen death in their dreams, but we still wake up from our sleep. I'll be home soon. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. You don't gotta fight alone. Don't be so personal. Take me out of the road. I'm going under. Take me out of the road. I'm going under. Who do you rely on now? I know the worst. I know the worst. Who can you call on now? I know the worst. I know the worst.
Welcome back, everybody, for your PIEA Rocket League coverage powered by TEC. I'm still Pirate J. That's still Mr. Betpick, and we still have Rocket League for you. We just got done with Penn Trafford, keeping up their undefeated streak against Forest Hills, getting the sweep against them, but we don't know if it's going to be Sweep City continuing on our road ahead. As this next matchup, Epic is our McDowell team looking for their first win against Belle Vernon, starting out 1-0.
Yeah, and I think I don't know much about these two teams, so I'm interested to see what they show for us in game one. I mean, Belle Vernon, 1-0, 3-0 in games. pretty good start to the season for them, not dropping a game thus far. So once we do get in, I think we'll have a pretty good idea of what to expect from these two rosters. A little bit of a midday high school Rocket League action. Was there anywhere else you'd rather be on a Tuesday afternoon?
I couldn't think of one, that's for sure. But it especially is assisted in the excitement of pronouncing one of these player names on Belle Vernon. Maybe not the one who scores off the rip of that nugget, but we do have a UVVVVOSIS.
Yeah, we made an agreement to both try pronouncing the name. I already failed pronouncing, but UVVVV is OSIS. Yeah, I tossed that in there as well. I'm just gonna call him you, Pyro, if that's all right with yourself, and we'll work from there.
No, you. Oh, you. Oh my! Nugget, another one, and it's assisted by you.
Look at this passing play. I mean, 3-player passing play down the field as Belle Vernon cuts McDowell's defense up. What a hot start. And everyone's showing an ability to strike the ball where they want it to go. I mean, hockey assist for Uguays. I'm disappointed that we don't have that in Rocket League yet. It's been 10 years. We need it at some point. But Nugget scores again, and it's 3-0 in 21 seconds for Belle Vernon. Not bad.
Well, it's game one, mate. May last another 10 years as we're getting replays lasting longer than the actual game so far with 3 goals. First 20 seconds. It is up to McDowell to stabilize off the kickoff. But the speed racers of Belle Vernon clearly have other ideas in mind. I like the shot from Kermit getting on the underside of the ball to get more height on the ball. And that's their first registered shot of the game. So actually, I think that's 2, so they're starting somewhere.
We were starting out this game on pace to score 45 goals in the 5-minute period for Belle Vernon. Now we're back, I'm not even gonna try that math, somewhere in the 30s. Says that's another clean one from Nugget, double tap off the backboard, and we may yet get to 40-something goals here by the end of game 1 if Belle Vernon keeps this pace up.
I'm going to give credit to McDowell here. They are winning in terms of style points. Take a look at Cuboid Pluto with the scorpion antenna. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but I like it.
Yeah, that looks pretty good, actually. I don't know if I'm a fan of the Ninja Turtles popping out of the hood. It makes it seem like they're the ones driving the car and not a Pennsylvania high schooler. But I do like it overall. Fashion Battle is a very important aspect to competition in Rocket League. And hey, it gets Cuboid Pluto a save right there, as that is a 5th goal denied for a 2nd. Nugget eventually, though, does score the 5th and is shooting 5 for 5.
You didn't like the Ninja Turtles, but I feel like they had something to do with that save that came off the hood of Cuboid. But unfortunately, 1 save doesn't mean removing 1 goal. There's always the follow-up. There's always a rebound when it comes to this Belle Vernon attack. And they swiftly put up that follow-through shot. There may be more coming here as Nugget follows this ball into an air dribble. Sends it to the ground, and all 3 of McDowell very close to the net. Trying to cover up the next shot that's forthcoming. Uguays with 1 on target. No, it's right off the crossbar. Kermit blocking their own teammate. They're trying to get through. And the problem stacking up for McDowell on defense.
Another problem, pass across that Uguays won't commit for. And so it's a potential clear opportunity for McDowell as they are stemming the bleeding just a little bit. Opportunities for Belle Vernon starting to fall a little bit flat. The Nugget kick start one right now. Full boost off the sidewall. Going center, puts the ball on target and finishes the job themselves. It's a double hat trick for the Belle Vernon superstar here in the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Cradled to the ground there. How often do you see a player in this league be able to control the ball in the air as easily as they can do it on the ground? Nugget really showing off superstardom here. Through nearly as well for Kermit, setting up for the double tap. Uguays picking up the pass downfield. That's another tic-tac-toe goal for Belle Vernon.
Clean passing plays. I'm very much enjoying that part of Belle Vernon's game plan, with everybody contributing passes, and they aren't exactly the easiest plays to convert on either, as we are seeing McDowell get in the way of these passing lanes, I think quite nicely. They're in position to make stops, don't have the perfect read, unfortunately for them, but still, they are forcing Belle Vernon to execute at a higher level offensively to score these goals, and so it's 7-0 right now. It's nearly the first for McDowell, but they will be denied by Nugget, who gets back and looks for another passing play to Oogsways.
Oh, thought we'd see the aerial give and go there, but crossing the majority of the court is Belle Vernon. They do ensure themselves a possession. Back pass from Nugget to Oogsways, and we've got you set up for the pre-jump play on the other side. It bounces ever so closely to the net. Kermit times it up, and Cuboid able to kind of save the day here. So the attack from Belle Vernon, very apparent game number 1, but it has been staved off for a good 30 seconds or so, even as this possession creeps forward. It's Nugget with full boost. Oogsways up as well. It's timed up, the third dropping in for number 8.
Oh, that is so nasty. Nugget pops it up. Oogsways is hovering with them, sets it up for you, and that's a nice finishing touch over the top as well. I love that passing play. It's not just the same sort of pass into open passing lanes, have teammates in position to weave a web of passes, but I mean, right there, it's a very different look for the Belle Vernon offense, who continues to link up, has scored 9 now, and if chat is any indication, we will get a mercy rule at 10.
We're closing in on it here, and there's a variety of ways that Belle Vernon have found these goals. That 8th one reminded me of playing keep up the balloon, but you know, you're an adult and you're playing with a toddler. You know, the toddler just can't reach high enough, and so up and away Belle Vernon go with the newly instated mercy roll agreed upon by both teams. That is officially a game 1 victory for Belle Vernon.
Clean. I mean, that's, you have 10 goals in 3 minutes and change. So I'm pretty impressed by their offense, scoring in multiple different ways. Nugget, great striker. The passing plays are clean as well. It's a complete highlight reel from Belle Vernon there to start off the series. And that's one of the first 3 minutes and 45-second game of Rocket League, or games of Rocket League I've ever seen. So 2 thumbs up for that.
2 thumbs up from my side as well. Maybe like 2 3/4, because Nugget ended up being about as close as you could possibly be to a 4-digit game. 956 scored is just so rare to see 1,000 points. So could have done with maybe another 15 seconds, but kudos to Belle Vernon. You get your first win of the game. And you know what, Epic, we didn't know much about these teams coming into it, but I think we're getting a very obvious reason as to why this team is undefeated so far, hasn't dropped a single game. It is due to that unbelievable pressure, as you can see from those stats.
Yeah, and I forgot we were on camera there at the end, as we had to play out the last moments of that first game to really secure the FF. And Belle Vernon, we unfroze the lobby for a second, and they put together a team pinch out in front of the McDowell net. Like, it scored at 100 miles per hour, it had to be. So I mean, they saved their best goal, I think, that entire game for an off-camera time. So they're not holding back right now. Belle Vernon is looking very good. 60% ball possession as well. Field domination's even more dominant, 77-23. The numbers all point toward a mercy rule game 1, and that's exactly what we got. So the numbers are not lying to us today.
Yeah, don't be dissuaded either by that 77% field domination, thinking, wow, you know what? I thought it should have been 90% or so. No, it's hard for teams to get over 60 in a game. 77 is egregious. And so with Belle Vernon, all the favor stacked towards them, they've got all the momentum and plenty more to get into game number 2 and keep it moving.
All right, Belle Vernon on a 11-0 run at the moment. Let's see if they can keep it going as the aerospace has been dominated by them and will continue to be dominated by Belle Vernon. They get a kickoff goal here to open up game 2.
UVV with goal number 1.
You've been practicing.
I have, just in my head. Most things in my head do not sound as good as when I say them out loud, but that one wasn't too bad. That being said, Nugget, I thought, would be scoring the first 6 goals yet again. Flip reset from Kermit. Looks like McDowell coming in with their own fresh toolkit into game 2.
Oh, I like to see that. Upgrade of mechanics here, as that could be what gets them on the board here, as I think the goals have shifted a bit for McDowell after an 11-1 beatdown in game 1. Now let's just see if you can get a goal on the board. Start something going into game 2 now. Your offense playing, as they had some half chances there in game 1. There were 3 shots on target for McDowell, and so I think they're in a decent position to maybe get a score here. And if their defense keeps this up, then maybe we see a much closer game 2. But there's a lot of time left, and Kermit has to keep performing on the field that they have so far.
Oh, Nugget, this is already dangerous. Flip reset into the second touch off the post. The follow-up's there from Oogsways. 2 goals in a minute. And I don't know about you, Bepic, but Belle Vernon, this is looking pretty lackluster. Only 2 goals in 1 minute.
Yeah, what's up with that? I mean, I think McDowell's gotten a bit better in defense as they've held onto the ball on the front side of the pitch a bit better, and Kermit's making good reads. And so 2-0, Belle Vernon. It's not for lack of trying either. They've had plenty of shots on target, and to be exact, they're at 6 in the first minute 20. But hey, McDowell's stepping up. That's all we can really ask for.
Oh, that was a tricky turnaround there for Kermit. They've just messed up the wave dash, but it actually put them on the path to save that ball that very quickly got over the top of their teammate's head. So, some things are better off done that way, even if it looks a little bit messy. But clean as ever. Belle Vernon pushed forward with their attack. Nuggets setting up the double off the corner. Passing play from Oogsways over to you. Will not be enough for the goal. In fact, it takes the last defender of McDowell to save it again, only for the follow through to come by yet again. Nugget scores their first of the game. Everybody from Belle Vernon on the board.
Been good doing it too. Always passing plays, just picking apart the defense. Belle Vernon have not seen a drop off in offensive quality, that's for sure. But credit to Kermit, 4 saves so far here in game 2, and a kickoff strat there, faking to give Cuboid Pluto an opportunity down the field, and they did gain a little bit of space, but this quickly back the other way as McDowell is sat on their goal line once again by Belle Vernon, and with that center ball, it'll be too much for Nugget to hold on to, though. Belle Vernon are right back into a scoring position.
Just about. It looked like Elite 2AM had the touch there, side flip just around it, and you look at the air dribble, sets up for the dunk, but it's well handled by Kermit. I mean, that is their 6th save of the game. Holding the ship together, really repairing the important bits of it to keep it afloat as water continues to pour in through the sides. It's you to strike the back of the net.
4-0, and everyone is scoring here. It was a lot of Nugget to begin with in game 1, scoring the first, I think, 5 or 6 goals of the 11 we saw fall in. But here it's you with 2, Nugget with just the single one so far, and Oogsways getting on the scoreboard as well. So glad to see that. Still some good team play from the side of Belle Vernon, and what a save by Kermit going in and out as well to find the follow-up clear too. Not too shabby on the back line, and I mean that's a win in my eyes for McDowell, having a player making stops like what we just saw from Kermit, but Nugget does get their revenge.
Yeah, the weight on the shoulders of Kermit right now is just too much to bear. He does leave his 2 defenders after he is getting bumped by the opposition. I think Belle Vernon have the right idea with going after the single player able to make defensive stops. Kermit is doing it today. 7 saves on the day, but numbers reaching just a bit higher for Belle Vernon. The backboard pass over to Nugget off the crossbar. Kermit tries to save, thinks the shot is coming in, but ends up scoring on themselves.
Look, it's so good. They're scoring even with some mind control there, bringing Kermit back into the fray to tap that ball in. And, you know, I can understand the panic. Kermit expecting someone to be following up for Belle Vernon, as that's how they've been playing in this series, always seemingly having a follow-up, as now Nugget leaves that ball for Oogsways, who will dunk Kermit there on the goal line, who I believe got the save points for it, I think, and that's ultimately what matters at the end of the day, you know? Build the stat line.
Hey, gotta respect the stat line build up. 8 saves now for Kermit, and I feel like they should have been assigned a second on that play, but I think they only came up with 1. Regardless of that, regardless of how the engine for Rocket League registers saves, no amount of saves at this point could save the day for McDowell. It looked like Vernon were on pace for maybe 5, possibly 6 goals this game, but boy, have the goals ramped up here in the last minute or so.
Hard, really striking with power in game 2, and that's how they started off this series, so I'm not surprised to see that trend continuing. But for McDowell, they had some decent looks in offense in this game compared to how they started this series off, so I am glad to see that. That is improvements, and ultimately that's what we're looking for in competition. But right now the scoreline looking about the same.
About the same indeed. Nugget up and away for their 4th goal. Trying to get back to those 6 average goals per game mark. Nearing that here. Oogsways. It's going to be the advantage on the kickoff. Nugget shot opposite post. Kermit saves. And it'll be used. Back pass to a teammate. Deflected here by McDowell. One of their best chances to score there. It does get sent away. Belle Vernon handling this ball away from treacherous territory and setting up a dangerous play of their own. Midfield pass pinch off the ceiling to set up for Yu's shot that goes wide.
That was very nice, though. Couldn't get it on target, but I don't think they were trying, knowing how this Belle Vernon team plays. That is looking like 10. Oogsways will eventually see that ball fall in, and again Belle Vernon on top here in game 2, hitting double digits this time around with their offense played 4.5 minutes of gameplay instead of the 4 or 3.5 minutes that we saw in game 1. So a little bit slower, better defense for McDowell overall.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see them last a little bit longer in the game before the mercy roll is applied, but nonetheless, it was a strong effort from Belle Vernon that it wasn't as led, I'd say, overpoweringly by Nugget, who had those first 6 goals in game number 1. This time around, each player, Belle Vernon, with 8 shots. We had 20 shots for Belle Vernon in the last game. This time, they each get 8, totaling up to 24. I don't think it gets much more overpowering than that.
Nope, not unless we play a full 5 minutes between these two, I think. And 0 shots on McDowell's side. I wanted to see more offense, but I think I'm happy with Kermit really stepping up there on the back line. 10 saves on the board there in game 2, and that's the bright spot for McDowell in this series. I think Belle Vernon definitely a cut above them right now, but McDowell they're making do. And here in game 3, I think the goal shifts to maybe surviving all 5 minutes. We'll see if they can do that.
I also think on top of surviving, like I'm keeping an eye out to see if McDowell can get one on the board. I think the fans of McDowell would go crazy. It doesn't matter if it's 1-1 or 1-10. Just seeing that 1 goal on the board for McDowell would be something.
It would, and I think the kickoff strats aren't quite panning out the way they are hoping, trying to go for boost over ball, but hey, that one works, forcing the ball into cuboid Pluto. And so it is at least some presence in the offensive zone for McDowell, searching for that first goal on the board, but Nugget has shown them how it's done, scoring on the turnaround back into the blue end.
Hey, flicking from the ground is one thing. Flicking in the air as you're carrying that ball through towards the net is something else. Nuggets' mechanical display this series has been nothing short of perfection, and I guess the ability to score will not temper quite yet. It's Oogsways. This beat to the ball, swift on the kickoff.
It's on the kickoff, get your goals at this level, or at least set up your offense for success. And here it's the former, just off of a nice shot from Oogsways, and you now will play off the backboard. No, off the near side post and in. That is a crafty flick on target and puts Belle Vernon up to 4 already.
Really didn't think there was an angle in the play here that could convert a goal, but a bounce off the woodwork changes our mind here as the impossible made possible here by you. 4 goals, 23 seconds off the clock. It is an art form in Rocket League that really no one's familiar with. A speed run in Rocket League is being performed right now by Belle Vernon.
Looking like a couple of GDQ veterans on the field as they have, scored 4 in the first 20 seconds for the second time in this series, but it was around this mark in game 1 where we started to see McDowell improving a little bit on their back line, and Kermit will not just save right there, but everyone was in the corner, and Cuboid Pluto put that ball out in front, free for the taking, but everyone had backed off for Belle Vernon and will stay backed off even with that pinch.
That was just a mid-game team meeting from McDowell trying to talk over the game plan here. You don't really get timeouts mid-game in Rocket League, so you got to take them where they come. And I'm surprised that the game plan was for Cuboid to move that ball in front of the net, but here they are, still with no scoring from Belle Vernon. That is until things go a little haywire near the net.
That team meeting was not a productive conversation, apparently, as this team meeting gets real ugly. And I think it's resulted in the team switching sides, at least temporarily. Awkward play there on the back line. A little bit of panic caused by pace there in the blue corner, thanks to Belle Vernon's offense moving quickly into that blue end. 5-0, 90 seconds in. Game 3 looking just as one-sided at the moment for Belle Vernon.
Reminds me of those emergency meetings when you have to vote out the imposter, but all 3 members will stay on the field here for McDowell nonetheless. Nice tee up here for Nugget. Flip reset forthcoming. Beautiful backboard pass, but you thinks a bit more wisely than to lunge at the ball. They're the 3rd player on attack, so they've got to guard the net in case that counterattack from McDowell comes, and goodness forbid they do get a goal on the board. You is bullied into the shot. Elite 2 AM credited with that save.
Hastily done. McDowell's getting stops now and making moves towards that first goal in this series. And better late than never, I think. And final half of game 3 is a little bit late, and McDowell still without a goal as Belle Vernon put in a 6th. But kickoffs have been a point of creativity for McDowell in this series. Maybe one of their strategies pays dividends coming up.
Oogsways with the move out of the ways with another goal. 6 on the board, and kickoffs continuing to work well in the favor of Belle Vernon. They're just quicker to the ball. It's that simple. When you beat them to the ball, you get a good setup in front of the net. That's just another on the board for the Belle.
Another pre-jumping passing play. Oogsways and Nugget teeing each other up in this series. You as well has been lights out up in the skies. This has been a Belle Vernon dominated aerospace on all 3 maps that we've seen play on in this best of 5. But Kermit showing off some of that aerial skill, finding a clear out to the midfield line, but Nugget and you will take over from there as they pass a shot on target that elicits a double commit from the back line of McDowell, but the double commit isn't of much consequence. They find it clear and stay out.
More the merrier. Reinforcements, garrison, bonus, sometimes working in favor of McDowell. And look at that free ball, middle of the court. Nearly Elite 2 AM coming in for the shot, but UV holding on to that flip and faking. Had left it for a teammate, will not go. Air dribble flip reset though from Nugget. Well, that's more than enough.
100 seconds left now. Belle Vernon getting close to securing this win, I think. Nice flip reset goal by Nugget over the head of Kermit to just has to watch as that one goes in. And Elite 2 AM, I mean, challenging from behind. I like the effort, trying to stop that play from panning out, and everybody going on the kickoff. I like that too, honestly, from McDowell. They're trying new things. It's not been a lack of creativity on their side in this series, and I do have to respect that, but unfortunately hasn't quite translated into goals on the board as that goose egg remains on the blue side of the scoreboard.
I mean, I don't know how many permutations are left for the kickoff. We've seen no one go. We've seen everyone go. We've seen get one or two to go. At this point, the everyone goes has given us a stasis on the scoreline. Survival is the name of the game here as a minute is left for 2 goals to be scored and that mercy roll applied. Vernon and McDowell seeing different finish lines close before their eyes.
Well, we have yet to see the Schrodinger's kickoff where everyone simultaneously goes and doesn't go at the same time. So that could be what gets McDowell on the scoreboard. But this play also could work out. Nugget, though, in the corner, stomachs that clear, plays the ball center where Kermit was waiting, lobs it out to the side, and McDowell making moves towards that orange net, but nothing's fallen on target.
It's a pass over to Duke's way, setting up the pre-jump pass towards Nugget. Finds themselves a bit too far away from the play. This is Kermit following the ball with the flip reset. Cuboid Pluto, excuse me, wanted a piece of that pie as well, but it won't go. No mercy roll. Seems this time around as McDowell hold Belle Vernon 2-8, put up a shot themselves. Nugget gets the save at the last second. They will now allow nothing through their net in this sweep of a series for Belle Vernon.
Yeah, pretty decent performance from Belle Vernon offensively throughout that best of 5. I mean, 29 goals in 3 games, racking up shots left and right as well. And defensively, not having to play too much in that series as McDowell was held to just 5 shots in that set. So Belle Vernon, definitely a good team. I can see why they are undefeated up until this point, and they will keep that streak going into week 4.
That they will. Good luck to you guys at Belle Vernon to keep what you're doing going. And McDowell, we still hope to see you again because the pieces are there, but definitely some tiered teams to take on as you get to that next level. There are just so many skills involved when it comes to keeping up with the top of the line here for the PIEA competition. So once again, congratulations to Belle Vernon on going 2-0 so far in the PIEA conference. Speaking of 2-0, we've got an undefeated team over as United takes on Twin Valley. That'll be our final matchup here that we have broadcasting you on this broadcast powered by TEC. We'll see you with that match right after this break.
got that glint in your eye. Don't hold back, I wanna see you try. Might get my heart racing, but I'm not breaking. Go ahead and beat me. Go ahead and beat me. Don't hold back, I wanna see you try. Go ahead and beat me. Been around the block a time or two. Ain't no damn thing that I can do. And you got me thinking you might just be the one. Go ahead and beat me. Go ahead and beat me. Go ahead and beat me. Don't hold back, I wanna see you try. Go ahead and beat me. 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 stuck inside of these walls with you. I don't recognize who I've turned into. I'm losing hope and getting myself back. Everything around me is starting to turn black. Don't tell me you're hurt again. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how it's all my fault. Yeah, I've met my match again, starting from scratch again. Where's the pleasure in all this pain? Don't you lie to me. Say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say goodbye, but it's time to go. All I need is someone I've never felt more divided than now. Every word that leaves your lips never means how it sounds. You've conquered the best of me, could have just set me free. Games that you play are just second hand. Now I'm beside myself, don't want your fucking help. Let me just go, let me just go. And don't you lie to me. Say it's all okay when it feels like I'm drowning. I hate to say take the night in. Welcome, my heart's so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing. Dreams collide in sleepless nights. Stars explode through blinding lights. Victories found in the fight. I'm on top, my soul ignites. Life's a game, we learn the rules. Twist and turn like misfit fools. Through the pain we break the chains. Find the win through loss and gains. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory sings. Born to conquer, spread my wings. Castles built on hope's foundation. Rivers run with pure elation. Through the storm I'll find my way. Triumph shines like break of day. Tides may turn but I remain. Steady, strong, won't yield to pain. In the end the truth will show. Strength and heart, the seeds we sow. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory sings. Born to conquer, spread my wings. Tides may turn, but I remain. Steady, strong, won't yield to pain. In the end, the truth will show. Strength and heart, the seeds we sow. I've got a heart that's never quitting. In this race, I'm always sprinting. Feel the power, victory sings. Born to conquer, spread my wings.
Running round like dollars in the wind. Bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours I was. was putting in the.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for the long wait. We are here with our final match to broadcast for the PIEA Week 3. Broadcast here powered by TEC. It is the United High School versus Twin Valley. Mr. Pepic, it has been a roller coaster of matches here. We had a sweep in one form and a sweep in another. And we'll see what comes our way here with this last match.
Yeah, I think we're due after a close sweep and then a not so close sweep for a Game 5 overtime thriller between these two. But at the moment, United is 2-0, 6-2 in games to start off their season. Twin Valley did lose their one series that they have played across the last couple of weeks. So if we're going off of records, which is what I'm going off of until we see some gameplay between these two, this should be United's series. But you never know what's going to happen when we get into a high school Rocket League lobby. As United starts off on the front foot, but Twin Valley do have a stop and an opening goal. How about that?
Nice short work here from Shadow. 2x6002 as they, went right around that ball. A little bit of leeway given to United as maybe they didn't suspect such swift maneuvering out of Twin Valley for their first goal.
Can't believe you pull out the full government name for Shadow right there, exposing them in the Rocket League lobby here. But the full name, I suppose, was in big golden letters to open us up, as that was a clean transition counterattack, and Shadow could do something similar here, but instead it's a United shot that goes just wide, and so Luna will attempt to clear, put a ball on target, and elicit a double commit from the back line there of United, as Twin Valley will keep rolling in the offensive zone.
It's not just the government name that Shadow's bringing out, it's the whole toolkit as well. Seems to be the front man for this attack of Twin Valley as another one gets in the way of the defense from United. They'll thank the posts that assisted them in that save. Put it in reverse, cold as ice, as he gets the back pass over to Adame for the shot to go. We're already tied up.
Here we go, Adame with a nice solo play here. We'll set up by Cold as Ice, maybe a solo 0.5 play as they delayed their flip into that ball, and that froze Shadow enough there on the goal line to allow the opening goal in on the other side of the field. And United playing some good offense so far, possession definitely in their favor. But up until this point, they were in a deficit. Now, just like that, in typical Rocket League fashion, they jump right ahead.
Oh, Twin Valley. I'm not expecting for Resmi to also go for that outside angle on the kickoff. That pinch was going to favor one team or the other, and it ends up being United. As we take a closer look, pull the magnifying glass out on the kickoff. These players seem to be more equipped for an even face-off, as now the jockey for possession ensues.
Adame wins the jockeying, is in a 1v2 here and still gets the ball center for Cold as Ice. And what started out so well for Twin Valley has quickly fallen into a multi-goal deficit as Adame and Cold as Ice are popping off a little bit up front for this United attack. And 3-1 is a much better look on them.
Is need for United. Will favor them to try and hold their undefeated record so far in PIEA. And for Twin Valley, the adjustments are pretty clear to be made. It was a double commit on the defensive line and unload boost as well, focusing on that boost efficiency as well as spacing out on the field, calling your shots, your touches, and allowing each player to play their role. Just a couple things need to be changed for Twin Valley to at least keep this scoreline close. In the meantime, demolition on the field from Zen, and Adame gets past two. That is the respawn Zen on the field to make that first stop. Luna to make the second.
Oh, Cold as Ice, far side, but Zen waits on it, makes a save. Better late than never. Knew that they weren't going to be contested on that ball. Good awareness of where the rest of the United offense was. And with that patience, well, eventually I thought Twin Valley might escape from defense, but United will only let them out if it comes by way of a kickoff. 4-1, they score another.
Yeah, locked in a cell, it feels like this Twin Valley team is, as they're in search of the key. And I think that key is going to be coordination. Talked about it already, but it's not just on the saves, it's on that turnaround as well. You got to find a teammate for these clears, and well, you got to find someone to take the shot as well. United nearly give up an infield pass over to Twin Valley, but oh, how quickly they're able to turn around. Adame's shot saved by Shadow.
Okay, Adame's in a bit of a pickle here. 1v2, no boost, but they still come away with the ball cleanly there out of the blue corner. Cold as Ice and Resmi got a little tripped up over each other's feet, but it doesn't really end up mattering. Adame does well to reset the United rotations. Musty a shot, just light of being on target, but still set up possession for the long haul right now, as United did let Twin Valley out of their back line for a moment, but a moment is all Twin Valley got, as again they concede another, and it is a 5-goal run that United have used in these last couple of minutes to propel themselves very far ahead.
Getting flashes of Belle Vernon on this play. If you all were here for our previous match, a whole lot of pre-jumping and team plays turned into pinches. That was a coordinated effort there from United to score their 5th goal, 5 in a row. The onslaught seems to have no end against Twin Valley.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Team pinches have been on the menu today. Big fan of it. That one right in the face of Twin Valley as well, as they've had a tough time adding to their pretty hot start, but a couple of bumps on that blue goal line could have assisted, though the rest of Twin Valley didn't completely bet on it. Now Zen is playing very passive defense. That sets up a shot from Resmi that will be blocked by Shadow. The follow-up from Cold as Ice on target, denied by Luna. Good backline defense for Twin Valley. Playing a bit passive, but hey, they get the job done.
Yeah, I was really impressed by their reads. Some of that, stuttered stepped defense does allow Twin Valley to take their mark on the goal line and sort of forecast where the shot's trajectory will go. Given those reads being perfect there, they do make a couple of key saves, and it looked like Resmi making a key stop in their own teammates' play there. Had a shot opportunity available. Adame still willing to follow this as Resmi pivots around the play. Lost Cold as Ice to fill the gap. Flick off the corner, goes over to Adame. It still passes off the backboard, but no shot on target. Not until that one from Cold as Ice. Luna blocks out. Twin Valley still in search of an escape here as Zen, low boost, but high chance to get it out. Shot towards the near side, gets saved by Luna. The Savior's Medal, well earned.
7 overall for Twin Valley in this game on 13 shots. A lot of opportunities for United here, and I suppose the bright spot of game 1 for Twin Valley, despite it very likely being a loss, is that they've gotten a lot of reps in on their defensive rotation. Made some good reads on their goal line as well. I've been impressed by that, and if they can translate that into some more clears going forward and keep their goal line defense on point, then there definitely is a way back in this series. But for now, it's best of 5 is all United.
Game 1, victory from United, 5-1. They concede their goal only at the beginning of the game. After that, it was smooth sailing ahead. Take a look at the statistics here. 66% field domination, and a lot of that coming through, I think, Bepic on the back half, or shall we say the back 2/3 of that game 1.
Back, yeah, for sure. The backside of Twin Valley's half, especially, they were so stuck on their goal line throughout that first game, and I mean, really did well to, and this sounds bad, but not let that really get out of hand. Like 5-1 is not a scoreline you want to see again in this series, but that could have very easily been like 8-1, 9-1. But Twin Valley was doing well enough, making those goal line reads and slowing down United. So they just have to take that next step and evolve a bit more in their counterattack game. Use those saves to put the ball in positions to clear out with a bit of lethality. Play for that next touch as opposed to just playing for the save, and I think we could see a comeback here in game 2, but United is looking clean right now. Their shots are on point. They're playing for each other in offense, and they were rewarded handily there in game 1 for it.
A little bit of chess needed to be played by Twin Valley rather than checkers. Forward-thinking approach will suit them well in game number 2, but I think too far forward when you could score right now. It was the scoring opened up by Twin Valley in game number 1. They nearly do it here in game 2 as they keep the possession alive. It was Luna, now Shadow, to coordinate this ball towards the net in front of the face of the goal. Luna will target the ball once again, and Luna putting out work here. Start of this game, I think Parky is well in the game, so a new face at least to start off game 2.
Okay, a bit of change, and still a big opportunity to start us off as Cold as Ice doubles the ball off the near side post. It's better for Twin Valley. Started off well by controlling a bit more possession, but still find themselves conceding to a very potent United attack. They're not playing checkers anymore, but aren't exactly playing chess. I think it's more of a Moncala game right now for Twin Valley.
Sounds like fun either way. I have another casting booth to join after this, or I'd be a board game night. You reminded me of some fun games here. But I'll tell you what, no games being played by United. This is all business as more shots registered in favor of this team. That's me trying to keep away that shot from Luna that nearly crossed the finish line, but it'll be another ball wrapped around to the orange side, and it's Twin Valleys to deal with.
Luna has just beaten one defender of the midfield line, but not the second. Cold as Ice protecting possession for United. Parky try their hand at clearing out, are contested by Adame, but do win the 50-50 and have support as well. It's a light shot in the vicinity of the blue net by Luna. It's more possession, a center ball, and will force a double commit off the goal line there of United, but nothing was set up to punish a double commit like that, so might just come by way of a lack of a counterattack from the United offense. So small victories at the moment for Twin Valley, though some goals would be nice.
Small victories can stack up, and at the very least they're presenting opportunities for Twin Valley to get a little more aggressive, get a little more in the face of United and try to make them feel disrupted. I like the demos, the bumps that we're seeing against United. It's no smooth sailing anymore like it was in game 1, but as you mentioned, it has to be pivoted into an attack, and it's only sprouting right now for United. A shot goes towards the back line. Zadame follows up with the demolition. Luna out of the play, who has been the best high-flying player I've seen out of Twin Valley in game 2, but the resurgence is swift. Luna finds an angle, a path out to the blue end once again as this bounces treacherously near the goal line. Twin Valley still struggling to get a shot to go.
Transition out for United. So Twin Valley do set themselves up with some more possession and a center ball again, but playing so far back right now, and that kind of cost them some chances in game 1. It did for Twin Valley, and again their rotations are a little bit deep. Well, I think they could probably survive pretty well off of the 12 pads at the midfield line just to keep possession going. As Luna and Parky are at least working together well to keep the play rolling here in the corner. Center ball again though, and Shadow's all the way back. Eventually, Twin Valley does have to commit for plays like this because they're giving themselves chances to score. They're just not committing on them.
That's right. And that takes trust out of the team, and Luna had to be trusted with a huge task on the back line. Manages to make the save, just kind of fell off the backboard with very little boost. Timed it well. Luna once again a difficult read here, pivots the ball to the corner. A lot of explosive plays from United have been diffused by Luna, and Shadow was targeting an explosion there, but getting out of range was United as this ball whipping back and forth. Twin Valley, all it takes is one goal to equalize, but boy, do they cost a premium in game 2.
It certainly feels like it. Just 1 in 4 minutes, and Cold as Ice wants to show their worth maybe a little bit less than they are at the moment. Bring those goal stocks down just by sheer quantity. Trying once more to score for United, who put up 5 goals in that first game. It was looking like a dominant offense. Possession was certainly heavily in their favor as well. And here's the second. Resme beats everybody after pickpocketing the Twin Valley offense, the midfield line. And with 37 seconds left, that will get this game a little bit out of reach, but still perhaps within grasp for Twin Valley.
And that was a tough beat as well against Shadow. Tried to go for the dribble flick play, but when you spend a little too much time setting up the ball on your hood, it makes it a vulnerable position just for yourself. Cold as ice in position to put this one away, and that may not just be the goal, that may be the game.
That's a nice little gift there. Cold as ice, just circling around, stealing boost, and oh, here's the ball right in front of your feet. 3-0. United quickly take a game that was very tight in a position for Twin Valley to maybe make it a close contest or steal it away, and now it's 4-0. United really score in bunches in this series. Scored a lot consecutively in game 1, put 5 in a row on the board, and now actually make it a complete 9-0 scoring spree across the last 10 minutes of play.
Can we change the game again? I know we went from checkers to chess to Mancala. I'm thinking dominoes at this point. One falls and the rest just tumble here as United are able to stack on this success. Gonna be a successful one here for sure. 5 maybe to score on this last possession as single digits mark that scoreboard. Press me under this one. Adame looking to snipe that top corner. Luna following this one away. A collision means a dead ball, and one that plummets to the ground to ensure a game 2 win.
And for keeping up with the dominoes analogy, it feels like United have put together a very cohesive line of dominoes to fall together, whereas Twin Valley have set up 2 sections of dominoes that are supposed to be connected, but a couple of the dominoes are too far apart from one another. And in offense, they are setting up opportunities for themselves, but they don't have a striker in position, ever, it feels like. And then when United do have control of the ball in the backboard, Twin Valley are diving at shot opportunities that aren't there. And so they have to figure out when to pick their moments in offense to commit as the third man from the midfield line, because this series is right there for the taking. I mean, it's a 9-1 goal aggregate, but I could see this being a reverse sweep if Twin Valley are able to clean up things on their offensive end.
Yeah, as can I, and it speaks to why we talk about Rocket League being a team game. You can have top talent, but exactly what you're saying, unless those connections are made on the attack side, where you just have a defense good enough for United that you can't solo play past them, you're never going to find those goals. So coordination is key for game number 3. If we want to see a couple extra games, if we want to see maybe not the third sweep of the night, but put all that aside, United, you have the path forged ahead for you. One more game to continue that undefeated streak.
Kickoff won by United. Cold as ice going corner with this one. Looking for a double, but will fall behind the play. Resmi's been taken out elsewhere. Nice demo by Zen to maybe clear some room and cause some real havoc on the back line of United, as now we're seeing Twin Valley players committing. Just couldn't find the read this time around, and now in a 1v1, Luna wins the first exchange. Resmi on rebound duty, slams a shot off the crossbar. Was well struck. We'll check the crossbar for being dented after this game is over, but it's a rebound opportunity for Adame and company. It nearly falls in, takes a couple of skips, but eventually remain out of the Twin Valley net.
Oh, and that's an opening there. Zen had a chance on the other side. You don't need too much teamwork and connection and passing plays if you can get the counterattack to go. And that's one of the rare scenarios that United was not set with the defender on transition. Now look at how quickly they wrap back around to put Twin Valley on their backs. Shot nearly goes, but Luna handles it well. Pass from the corner. Finally a striker in position for Twin Valley. But United, they're keen to it.
And off the goal line, finding a stop there does lead to a powerful clear. The follow-up is stopped by Twin Valley. They get back in transition and will stop ball. They're a center again, but once more, the defense of United is in position on the near side and on the goal line to find a block and a clear to come along with it. Now, diving in is Resmi, though that ball was all Luna's. Playing it out to the opposite corner. Twin Valley doesn't have a whole lot of boost right now, so Luna has to do a good bit of work down this sideline. Won't steal the 100 from Adame, but at least sets up well, what should have been a follow-up challenge, but Shadow overcommits, and Adame just easily taps the ball over their head and in 1-0.
It's a great example of how difficult it is to strike the balance in Rocket League. We talk so much about, well, you're playing too far back here, Twin Valley. You got to have someone in striker position, and then, well, nobody's in defensive positioning for the easy counterattack out of United. It's a tough balance to strike, but for Twin Valley, the job will get no easier as crashing the boards as cold as ice to put on more pressure.
The boards is right. Everyone just jumped into the orange box, and the poor Twin Valley back line did not have a solid read. It felt like all four wheels on the ground to stop that play. And so United, with their superior striking ability in this series, will find another goal and actually make it 11 in a row. This doesn't have the feel as one-sided a series as the goal scoring would suggest, but hey, at least the scoring spree has been stopped. 2-1 Twin Valley will get their first goal on the board since the first 30 seconds of game one.
Couldn't have picked a better time to call out the scoring spree, because there it is, closed down. Twin Valley said, I don't want to hear no more of that. It's a 1-point game now. Twin Valley hoping that momentum really is a thing for both teams, as if they start to stack on the success, we will see more than just a game 3.
Adame over the head of Zen. It's a shadow there on the goal line. Resmi on follow-up duty forces the ball off a couple orange cars, but Twin Valley are getting the job done in defense. It's scrambled at times, but so are eggs, and they taste just fine. So the 1-goal deficit for Twin Valley's workable with 2.5 minutes left.
Couple of collisions there, especially on the respawn. Tends to throw a little chaos into the mix, and it's unpredictable where cars will go or where the ball will. That one nearly in Luna's breadbasket, but we'll have to retire as a third on the rotation. Surging up to the mid to try to get a counterattack moving. Zen's going to be the one to follow next. Full boost, but no mark on the ball. Luna late to it. Zen backpedaling just for a touch on the ball. Shadow in position to take away. We are a far cry from Twin Valley retaking control in this game as United continue to hammer away and force these double, nearly triple commits out of Twin Valley. Feels like you got to strike when the iron's hot, and we're heating up.
90 seconds left. There is no better a pressure time to step up on either side of the ball. United to close out what's turning into a very chaotic game 3, but Adame almost took a step towards closing out, though Twin Valley find another stop in defense. Luna breaks out, tries to put the ball center, and Shadow was in position that time around, but was not expecting a hop off a defender to put the ball over their head. So I'm glad to see that adjustment from Twin Valley, having their second player in position to potentially score. Didn't pan out, and now in defense, Adame will find an opening and force a ball off an orange car, scoring the third for United.
It was wonderful by Adame to follow the ball along the backboard, not make for an easy clear out of Twin Valley, and ends up putting Twin Valley in an awkward position. There's one statistic that works out here for Twin Valley, and that is their 100% shot rate. They've got one shot and one goal. If they can manage to get this ball on the other side of the field, maybe they can come back.
Maybe shots have been at a commodity, though. Goals in the last game, shots have been a real commodity here. I like the idea is trying to center the ball through the corner, playing around the extremities of the map, trying to work the ball center, but now going straight at the blue net. Cold as Ice and Adame were both in position to find a stop and potentially convert on a counterattack, but the woodwork will deny once again for United. Twin Valley still have life in this series, but it is draining it quickly with the ball on their side and 10 seconds on the clock.
And one more series of keep away out of United will secure this game. Luna out of boost, has the ball in the middle of the field, but just no resources to take it up. And why not? Top corner from United on a different net, but the result is the same. It's a sweep for United.
That was the equivalent of at the end of an NFL or just any football game, taking the ball and running backwards all the way into your end zone and taking a safety to win and close things out. Just putting it on your own net, a long, lofty shot to close out a win for United, a 3-0 sweep as well. But, I mean, like I said, the game scores did not indicate a close series, but Twin Valley was right there. They've got some minor things to clean up in replay review, but they were very competitive in this series. And United, though, just a step above when it came to hitting their shots and executing their offensive game plan.
Execution was nearly perfect, and from Adame especially, I was Very inspired by the creative display on attack that we saw from them. That was a name that I really did recognize from United, and I'm glad to still see Adame working flawlessly in this Rocket League game. Excited to see what Adame and the rest of United have as far as the PIEA fall season continues, and hope you guys continue to follow the coverage here on all the PIEA channels powered by TEC. This broadcast from yours truly, Pyro J, as well as Mr. Bepic, Nick, broadcasting things in the background. Thank you so much, Nick, for making all things look beautiful here on production. There he is at the bottom of our screen. That was Penn Trafford, Belle, Vernon, and United with the wins today in the PIEA Rocket League action. Thank you so much for joining us for the games today. We'll see you next time.